get some money. Every day we blowing gas. Every day we in the mall. Every day we blowing cash. I do this every day. Every day I do this shit. It's just an ordinary day.
Bartenders.
Alright, let's waste no further time, man. It's your boy Face from Flight School TV, and I'm down here with Saint Millie. You know, make sure you follow him on Instagram at Saint Millie. What's that?
773, Saint Millie 773.
Yeah, make sure you follow him on Instagram. We right here inside the Jungrnaut, and I just wanted to make sure that this was one of the places I had to stop by here because Jungrnaut is such a big part of Chicago, and I feel like nobody should overlook the fact that y'all been a cornerstone of Chicago for so many years.
For sure.
And you know what I'm saying? I feel like y'all story should be heard more often. You know what I'm saying? So,
I appreciate
so as far as you know, like how long has Jungrnaut been in existence?
No, we've been here, we're going on our 11th year. Yeah.
This 11 years?
11 years, Jungrnaut has been in Chicago.
Like how many companies can really say they done been around for 11 years? You
It's
feel me?
tough, man. It's tough. Especially, to even make it, I mean, some people don't even make it past 5 years. So it's truly a blessing that this has been here for so long.
What would you say is like key to y'all longevity? Like,
I think it's been so important to be a part of the culture of Chicago and be invested in the culture in Chicago. But I think that's been a big part of why the store is still here today is that we never wanted to be bigger than necessarily like Chicago. We wanted to show
kind of like that, like no one man is bigger than a mob.
Yeah,
type
like
thing.
I mean,
like,
I think it's just
now when like y'all don't consider yourself like above anybody else.
I don't think it's about that when you're really trying to cultivate culture and build with people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's an important part of just operating the business in general is that like, everybody that walks through that door, we treat them like they family.
Yeah, and that's something that I personally co-sign because I'm a kid that grew up on the South Side. You know, I started closer to Chicago. I started in Chicago, then moved further south of Chicago, and I discovered Jungrnaut. I want to say about 6 years ago, I discovered Jungrnaut, and that was because I was trying to get away from my neighborhood, and it just so happens that after high school, you know, all my friends ended up going to Columbia College, and they like, oh, you ain't know about this store right here, Jungrnaut, which is right next to Columbia College. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of my guys was putting me up on Jungrnaut. I'm like, okay, so then that's when I became a customer, a consumer of your brand. You know what I'm saying? And I started shopping here, and as soon as I started coming in here, immediately, like you said, it wasn't no situation where I felt like, you know how you'll walk in some stores and they'll look you up and down and be like, oh, I can tell he ain't got no money in. And they'll completely ignore you as a customer. You know what I'm saying? I never got that feel from Jungrnaut.
No, we don't do that. You know, we just try to connect. I think that's a big part of it too, is just connecting with people. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a super important part of it. Like, even if you don't spend money your first time coming in, like we want to know, you know, where you from, what you interested in, what you got going on, especially the younger kids, because you know they don't always, you know, they do leave their neighborhoods and they come downtown and they go into these stores and then they go into our store and the vibe's a lot different.
Right,
You know
yeah,
what I'm
exactly.
saying? You don't bump into somebody that's necessarily money hungry.
Right.
You bump into someone that, you know what I'm saying, that just cares, that cares. And I think the owners have done a great job of that. You know what I'm saying? Even with me, like I started off as a street teamer for Jungrnaut. I was in high school. I started street teaming. I was passing out 10% off flyers in school. You know what I'm saying? Thinking I'm cool.
Yeah, but that was your start. That was your beginning with the company.
And now I'm a manager, and like they invested, they invested time and they put energy into me, and that's why I think it's important to get that energy back.
Yeah.
Like somebody did for me.
But you've been a part of the company for what, 9 years?
Six going on 7.
Like 6, 7 years?
Yeah.
So you've been around long enough to know the recipe for continuing on, because a lot of brands you'll see on there, they had a good run and they'll slowly fade away.
Right.
But I continue to see Jungrnaut do collaborations, whether it's like y'all did the Toys R Us, like y'all. I think you was just telling me that y'all got something coming up, right?
What's crazy is that the Toys R Us thing was a joke. It was an April Fool's joke,
but it came out to be a dope tea though, like
we put it
because
up,
that was part of
it.
people's childhood, and you know what I'm saying, the simple fact
People
that
love it is being able to connect with different diverse crowds, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And just putting in that legwork. You know what I'm saying?
But like you was telling me that y'all also got an upcoming collab with what was it, Old Style?
Yeah, with Old Style. We're about to do a mural in the back of East Room, which is which is becoming a landmark in Chicago. It's currently it's also like one of the clubs, one of the bars here in Chicago, and like a lot of artists go through there, and they already got an ill mural in the back of there now. But what they about to do with us, Old Style, and Jungrnaut is about to put a mural up in the back of there. It's gonna be facing the L. So every time you ride on the L, on the blue line, like by California, you're gonna be able to see the Jungrnaut.
That's dope, bro.
Yeah.
That's dope, bro. But I also noticed
that it's gonna be dumb stupid.
I also noticed that like when it comes to Jungrnaut, a lot more than a lot of other companies I see, is that y'all attach yourself to a lot of festivals and a lot of things that go on inside the city that you operate in.
And I think the guys just have done a great job. The owners, you know what I'm saying? Shout out Manny, shout out Roger, shout out B. The owners do a great job of connecting with people, and we, like I said, it's about building. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's how we do stuff outside of the fashion world too.
Right, that's kind of where I was getting to. Like that's kind of like what I wanted to expand on a little bit.
Yeah.
Because Jungrnaut as a company is so much more than just a clothing line.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's actually like a part of Chicago, like in a major way.
That's what helps with the aspect of when you start talking about longevity. You know what I'm saying? The next 10 years, how are things gonna go? How are we building blocks to connect us for the next 10 years?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When the game changes again, you know what I'm saying? All these different things happen. How do we navigate through it? How do we keep the company alive and well? You know what I'm saying? Fresh in people's faces. You know what I'm saying? The logo. And we're still growing, which is a beautiful thing to be around for 11 years and still be able to grow.
That's amazing.
Still have people reach out, different companies wanting to collab. E&J, Tecate, I think I'm saying that right, don't judge me. Tequila company. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, being able to work with Red Bull, being able to work with different festivals as far as just helping them spread word.
He just glanced over a few collaborations,
but
that's just a few. And I'm just like, the people in Chicago might understand what Jungrnaut is, but I got an audience that's outside Chicago that might not understand, and I'm trying to give them the full spectrum of what Jungrnaut is. It's so much more. Like the collaborations that y'all have done over time, it deserves to be saluted, and the fact that y'all just stay in y'all lane and y'all not really, it seems like y'all like the racetrack horses with know what you know how to track.
Yeah,
They got the it ain't looking no sideways. It's like y'all in y'all lane and y'all looking straight ahead, like on what y'all got planned and what y'all doing, and then y'all doing it in a major way. You know what I'm saying? And I salute y'all for that.
Man, I appreciate you even saying that. And like I said, I appreciate like what your brand and what you have built. You know, coming and connecting with us and being here and doing this interview. You know what I'm saying?
That go both ways because I appreciate y'all giving me the time and the opportunity to spread y'all brand because I feel like more people should know about it. I feel like it's tragic that we don't have too many outlets for pioneers and people doing such positive things. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you watch mainstream media, you will see like all the violence in Chicago is crazy and these guys are savages, don't go to Chicago. But on the flip side of that is what we try to show is like successful entrepreneurs, is successful businesses that promote peace and parties and you know, just coming together to have fun, you know, enjoying themselves. And I feel like those things are embodied by Jungrnaut. Am I right? Am I right in that assessment?
I agree. Even like if you think about our Chicago everywhere piece, and just
I love that. I love that shirt. I
want
want to wear that shirt. I want to wear that shirt today. I threw on the. We need the O. I missed the O. Yeah. You feel me? We're gonna get to that in a minute.
Just even with our Chicago everywhere, like that statement. No matter wherever you from, no matter where you from in the city, you go somewhere. You know what I'm saying? You still gonna be from Chicago.
Exactly.
You move to LA, you been there for 10 years. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
You're still from Chicago.
You still from Chicago.
You know
That's where your roots
Chicago
are.
everywhere. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like that, no matter where we go, we're taking our city with us.
Right, because it's actually, this is one of the cities where the culture of the city stick with you. It's almost like you can't really shake it. With you, like you can be 50 years old still talking like you, like, hey Joe, check it out. You feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter. It just stuck with you. So it don't matter if you move to Calabasas or wherever you move. Like that Chicago is stuck in you. It just become part of you. And I feel like Jungrnaut embody that. You know what I'm saying? In a major way. And I feel like more people need to acknowledge that. I would say. You know.
And you know what? We're also, like, I think it's important to just the fact that, you know, like you pointed out, we stay in our lane. Like,
that's for sure.
That's important. You know, like we want people to be able to come in and like and just catch the vibe of the store. You know what I'm saying? Catch the love.
It's always it's always a
have,
different vibe too.
Yeah.
But it's always embracing. Like, that's one thing that I noticed, like, y'all will change the aesthetic of the store, and you'll walk in one day and be like, damn, it was just different the other day. Like, right now, you got the flea market vibe going on, you feel me?
Just dropped that swap around with tea.
Yeah, and then she all grabbed that Jungrnaut swap around with tea. It might sell out by the time y'all see this interview, so,
for sure,
hey, if you snooze, you lose, but hopefully they restock you, you feel me? But, know what I'm saying, like y'all do shirts like this, like, I miss the old Kanye. Like, what do you like? How did this idea come about?
I think, you know, we was listening to Life of Pablo, and I think it's been talked about just like on both sides.
Like,
right? It was talked about before then.
Yeah, you can't.
He made the song, but you know, I think a lot of people feel like that. You know, like, oh,
yeah,
like,
I miss the old,
and you know, I don't get me wrong, I love the new stuff. We all love the new stuff. You know what I'm saying? I think it was dope when he did the song and kind of recognized what people were kind of saying.
Right, because even in his old songs, you'll hear the Chicago slang terminology, and that's how we initially related to it so much.
Yeah. And you know, he talked about a lot of Chicago landmarks on that album. A lot of things that, you know, matter to this day to the city. I mean, bro is still a big staple.
Oh yeah,
regardless, you know, and he influenced a lot. You know, he influenced a lot of things.
Virgil, Don C.
Man, much respect
that's
to
all
them.
from Good Music Camp, you know.
Yeah, they are, and they're all big playmakers in the bigger spectrum of the world right now.
Yeah,
to have people from Chicago, you know what I'm saying, take Chicago and put it on such a big platform, Chicago everywhere.
Yeah,
You know what
exactly.
I'm saying? It's a beautiful thing.
And that's where that shit Jungrnaut Chicago everywhere. You know what I'm saying? That's why it makes sense, because you gotta understand, like, Chicago is everywhere in one way or another, whether it's in the slang people using. And that's why I always ask this question in the interview. Like, how you answer is up to you, but I always ask this question, like, do you feel like Chicago get the respect it deserves as the names that we just mentioned?
Yeah.
And as much as we contribute to the culture, do you think we get that love back? And
I don't
do
necessarily
you think they pay homage?
No, I don't think people pay homage as much as they should. But if you're watching something and you're taking from it, you don't want people to know that you're taking from the source. You know what I'm saying? Chicago got a lot of flavor. Chicago got a lot of diversity. Chicago got a lot of style. The way we dress, the way we talk, the way we do what we do. And I mean, you can't really be blind to the fact that, like, all these different brands and media sources and different entertainment markets are coming to the city, and they grabbing a little bit of that sauce and sprinkling it into their, you know what I'm saying, whether it be music, whether it be movies,
you can't,
whether it be
and you see
TV
it.
shows, like you know
when you in Chicago, you see it.
Yeah,
that's why
fashion, you know, whatever it is, Chicago is like present.
Yeah, that's why I always ask that question, because I feel like sometimes the major media, they highlight so much negativity that sometimes it overshadow or it's like neck to neck with what's going on good. Like the success stories of a guy like Virgil, or a guy like Kanye, Don C, Corey from Leaders, you know,
much
the
respect to them.
Jungrnaut, you know.
Shout out everybody that's in Chicago that, you know, they have a brand or they got a store and they entrepreneurs and they pushing their joint and they inspiring other kids, other people to push they brand and to grow their brand. Like, shout out to everyone that has something, that's doing something in the city, because it's all so important. It's all especially inspiring these kids, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These youngins in high school that want to get fresh, and you know, they willing to work a job or take an internship to figure it out, or they want to be entrepreneurs, and they got the heart and the drive to do whatever it takes. You know, you out here inspiring the youth, like, and helping people and inspiring people, like that's commendable. We commend that. Like, we won't hear us talking, you know, like negative or like it's a competition, because it's not. Like, we're all here to, you know, inspire and grow, and you know what I'm saying, watch these trees be planted early, so that they can, you know, sprout and take things bigger. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things, speaking about longevity, right? A lot of artists, you know what I'm saying, when they like got a show or they got something going on, we try to make sure that we help with that in whatever way that we can. You know what I'm saying? Whether you need clothes or maybe you heard no from a venue, we can get a yes. You know what I'm saying? We try to do that. We try to help, and I think that's what has also helped us as far as the culture goes too.
Man, like, one thing that I can say is that places like Jungrnaut and other places like Leaders and it's a lot of other places, but specifically places like Jungrnaut is necessary for Chicago. It's like if anything ever happened to Jungrnaut, it'd be a detriment to Chicago for sure. Because y'all embrace so many people, and I like, it's not just like y'all typical customer can be anybody. Like, you never know, you'll walk in here one day and just be like I never expected you to be here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
we just show love.
It's just like
a
diverse crowd.
Yeah, I've seen a wide range of people walk through the door. You know what I'm saying? We treat them all the same.
Jungrnaut was one of them places I made sure I visited, and I made sure I stopped by to spread awareness about this place, because, like, if you from out of town and you visiting Chicago and you like Like you not the mall. Like the mall, you know what the mall got. The mall got every mall in America is almost got the same type of stuff. So when you get tired of shopping at the malls, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you stop by a spot like Jungrnaut. That's a critical part of the community of Chicago that got dope shit inside their store, that got a dope vibe to it. And know what I'm saying? Somebody that's gonna appreciate your dollar and put and keep it with people that probably look like you, feel like you, and think like you. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I just want to say thanks for giving me the time,
TV,
man.
We in this bitch,
man. Flight School
what's up,
TV and Jungrnaut, man. St. Millie, man. You know how we coming, man. We out.
Hey.